All right. Pedophile in Texas schools. Mom lays into school board for sexually explicit reading list. So
Parents.
Huh?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, parents, if your kids are bringing any type of literature home, books, make sure you are involved with what they're reading, because it's getting wickeder and wickeder.
It's getting bad. I'm gonna let y'all hear.
They're trying to normalize pedophilia. Let me get the word out. Pedophilia, because that's the new alphabet they want on that community. They want to put that P on there so bad.
That P, they've been waiting to put that P on.
The P is the judgment. The P is the last one that's going to cause judgment on this damn nation.
Possibly. I think that's already coming, but yeah.
Well, judgment has already started.
Yeah.
But when that hit the fan, it's going to be like, damn.
Let me show y'all what she said within the books.
To you, the book that he received, but Mr. McKay, I pray you are a man of your word. Last week I asked my children if I could check the books that they picked up from the school. My son picked up this brand new book from the shelves in class, Lawn Boy. He was under the impression it was about a kid that ends up at the getting mowing the grass at Disneyland. I'd like to share a few quotes with you. This first one, just turn around. On page 19, not that it really matters in 4th grade, at a church youth group meeting out in the bushes, I touched Doug Goebel's dick and he touched mine. In fact, there was even some mouths involved. Next one, page 91. What if I told you
This is in a school book in Texas. Did you hear that?
touched another guy's dick? What if I told you I sucked it? I was 10 years old, but it's true. I put Doug Goebel's dick in my mouth. I was in 4th grade. It was no big deal. He sucked mine too. And
they didn't say,
no
penis or no. I'm not even trying. Listen, y'all, I'm not trying to make an excuse. They just said dick.
This is 4th grade. Like,
this is 4th grade. I think her daughter. I think that's her son standing next to her.
This is crazy.
What? It wasn't terrible. Page 174. I don't know if I signed for this one. Yeah, I did. He talked about old times at the church, but never mentioned our penises or the fact that he never said 10 words to me after our little foray in the bushes. Not a single reference to holding or tugging or sucking dicks. All I could think about while he was chatting me up was his little salamander between my 4th grade fingers, rapidly engorging with blood. Page 230. I didn't think so for this. Why won't you admit we sucked each other's dicks? We shared a Hershey's bar, then you showed me your dick. The next thing I know, it's in my mouth. We sucked each other's dick, and you're pretending it didn't happen. What sort of diversity are you intending to teach my child with material like this? In addition, I'll share with you the exceptional quality of vocabulary. I stopped counting on page 66 after 44 bucks and 41 shits. The depravity of the content on the shelves in our schools cannot be mitigated with policy EA. At this point, I need you to know that according to policy FFH, this one please, local sexual harassment is defined as unwanted sexual advances, sexually motivated verbal, non-verbal conduct, or other conduct or communication of a sexual nature when the conduct is so severe, persistent, or pervasive that it affects the student's ability to participate in or benefit from an educational program or activity, or otherwise adversely affects the student's educational opportunities or creates an intimidating, hostile educational environment. What sort of educational environment do you think the plethora of sexually graphic books selections create for my children, or for any child for that matter? I won't go into my 4th grade daughter, but we don't, this is not a thing for 4th graders. Who normalizes sex acts between 4th graders? I'll tell you who. Pedophiles. So it's fortuitous that you invited the Leander Police Department to visit tonight so that we can talk about touch line. In fact, there was even some mouths involved.
So they started off in your libraries having drag queens
read books
to your kindergartners. Now they've put books in elementary school for your kids to read this type of vulgar language.
That's crazy. Leander, Texas School District pulls books from reading lists. In February, a board meeting and school board listed a LISD parents who complained about the wide range of titles on the list. The list was contained 15 books from which students you could choose. Came under fire as some parents saw the options included to be inappropriate. Those titles were, of course, one featuring queer relationships, stories of sexual assault and violence, mental health, and racial violence.
Only one that I pause on is the racial violence. What do you mean by racial violence?
I don't know. At the initial meeting, one parent brought a sex toy and make a point about the content in Carmen Maria Machado's In the Dream House, a memoir about queer domestic violence. This is what we're asking our children to read, she said as she pulled out a pink sex toy. Then continued to read an excerpt from the book about sexual encounter between two women, and it included a sex toy. The parent went as far as to claim exposing children to books like this constituted child abuse. That's not a claim. That's true.
Yep.
After the meeting, the 15 books on the list were pulled to be reviewed through the district's reconsideration process. The LISD stopped the student book club and assures parents that they would not return until each of was approved to use. In April, the district removed the lottery by Miles Heyman, an author and illustrator of graphic novel adaptation of the lotto of Shirley Jackson, Kiss Number 8. So all the ones they removed. What?
I was just going to tell you to, just say books.
Okay.
There's a lot of books that go through.
Yeah, so basically they got rid of a lot of books. They fought to keep them on there. PMA America led a campaign to reinstall the books when the challenges first arose, and they continued their fight to ensure access to these essential and important texts for LS. So I guess this article agreed with them.
I think we all agree with them.
No. They agree with them trying to keep the books.
Oh, no.
This article is on their side, I think.
Not keeping the books, getting rid of particular ones.
Yeah, it seems like they're actually agreeing. To article.
I have to see the mental health and the racial violence ones.
Oh yeah,
they're asking to be removed.
We'll see.
We know they're trying to erase some history.
Yeah, breaking. Hudson mayor demands all school board members resign or face popular criminal charges over high school course material that he said a judge called child pornography. I'm going to give you a simple choice: you either choose to resign or you choose to be charged.
Honestly, there should only be one option.
Yeah, you should just be.
They should just be charged because they're just going to go to another district and get hired by another
and push the same thing on.
Exactly.
Mr. Earl, members of the board, my name is Craig Schubert. I'm the mayor of this city. It has come to my attention that your educators are distributing essentially what is child pornography in the classroom. I've spoken to a judge this evening. She's already confirmed that. So I'm going to give you a simple choice. You either choose to resign from this Board of Education or you will be charged. Thank you. Thank you for your comment.
Sorry. There should have only been one option.
He's giving him a way out.
Exactly. It should have been cops coming in there behind him, arresting their asses.
Now, we brought those stories up for a reason. We talk about stuff that deal with black people, but black people are into kids. Black students are in these schools learning these same things. So it goes to this. I saw this right here. She said, this is the third video that popped up when I searched baby videos on YouTube. How much more proof do people need that they are after our kids?
You typed in baby videos.
And
Little Nas X Industry Baby
came up.
So that means they have it. They intentionally put it in the algorithm for anything that comes up with
baby
or babies.
So
hell, it's probably on the nursery rhyme songs.
I'm about to get to that. Remember before the adpocalypse, or maybe that was after the adpocalypse happened, there was a time when a dude made a YouTube video exposing these perverts, these pedophiles in the comment section on YouTube videos of kid videos. What it would do is a kid would make a video, maybe a little girl doing gymnastics in her bedroom, something like that. So while she's doing gymnastics and she's flipping over and, as a kid, she's flipping over doing splits, she's doing gymnastics. Perverts will go into the comment section and put a timestamp to where she's doing something suggestive. And what happens is when you click on one video, so the YouTube algorithm used to work like, let's say you watch a video about making pancakes. The entire recommendation side would be people making pancakes. So when people clicked on videos of these little kids, all the videos in the recommendation would be little kids.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a portal into just pedophile land. And you go into the comment section and you would constantly see these timestamps. Like, who the hell, why are they leaving timestamps on this video? It was pedophiles doing it. So they shut it down. YouTube changed the algorithm. Now when you look at a recommended video, the recommendation section is kind of mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just go into just only those videos. This is what this still is, though. When you look up baby videos and Lil Nas X pop up, what the hell? So what happens when an 11-year-old gets on here and they're looking up something their own? A 12-year-old. They're looking up cartoons or something like that, and this pops up, or something even worse possibly.
And YouTube allows this to go on.
Yeah, but they'll ban you. And
They have. Listen, YouTube has a dark side of YouTube on it.
mm-hmm.
They let certain stuff go up on YouTube, but there's certain stuff you can't comment on, and they'll fucking flag your channel talking about misinformation. We complain about this all the time, how there is way more comments that come in on our videos, but they are deleted by YouTube.
Yeah, they just delete comments.
And some of the shit that they delete, I'd be like, that's not even. I've seen worse.
Way worse. Way worse. But that goes to another thing. They're pushing this in the schools. They're pushing this throughout society on your children. But we also got to remember what they just did in Texas, the abortion law.
And in this video, they let a black man.
So, and the abortion law happened in Texas, where after 6 weeks, after 6 weeks of pregnancy, you cannot get an abortion. So it's like, okay, regardless, your business. If you, obviously, our opinion is our opinion, yours is yours. But the point is, that's now a law now. You can't get it after 6 weeks.
In Texas.
In Texas, at least. I think it's just Texas. MSNBC, Joyanne Reed, had a segment where she talked about this. And when you listen to what this man said, you can't help but think this got to be something like a death cult. Like, what he said is so it's crazy.
But you know what they did? Instead of letting a woman say all these things, they let this black man say it.
Let me show y'all what he said.
We need to go and get women in Texas and protect their constitutionally protected medical rights. And the way you do that is that you deputize doctors. You federalize doctors. You create, through an executive order, an army of federal doctors who are going to go into Texas and protect the Constitution by consulting women about their privacy rights and their medical history. That, by federalizing the doctor force, that would protect those abortion providers from the Texas law, which, as we all said, it's a bounty system. Only private citizens can enforce it. Well, you know what? Federal officials are protected from private civil actions by qualified immunity, which I don't like, but you know.
So hold on. I'll wait.
You know what? It's time to play hardball, right? This is not go high time. This is go time. So you send in the doctors, they're protected with qualified immunity. And the way you get around the Hyde Amendment, which is this ridiculous rule that the government can't spend money on abortions because apparently poor people don't get the same health care as everybody else. Fine. The way you get around the Hyde Amendment is that you make abortions free, which, by the way, they probably should be already, and you privately fund the doctors who are doing this service in defense of the Constitution. Biden could do that law tonight, and he could have the doctors on their way to Texas tomorrow. That's what he would do if he needed to go get some people off roofs from a flooding situation.
So a black man just made the argument that you should give doctors qualified immunity so that they can't be charged with the bounty system, quote unquote, that Texas has with citizens being able to report doctors from giving abortions. But you're against cops who go out in the streets and shoot people. Unarmed.
Black men in particular.
You don't want them to have qualified immunity. So you can be killed outside the womb. I mean, you can be killed in the womb, but you shouldn't be killed outside of it.
Just more destruction to our community. It's sad. It's really sad.
He's fighting
for more black babies to be aborted.
For more death. It's crazy. It's crazy. You can't even make sense of it. But this is even worse. This next story is even worse. And look at this. Meet the doctor who did 67 abortions the day before the Texas ban. So a day before the ban came down, this doctor was a part of 67
had to sacrifice
abortions.
More babies to buy all the mole.
So what that means to me is the women who were pregnant, who knew it was coming, they said, I better get rid of it now. I won't be able to get rid of it tomorrow or whatever. So that means if this rule didn't come down, they might would have waited another week or two.
Yeah.
So they rushed. I gotta hurry up. Get this one in. Get one more in.
You know, they say, well, as a man, you shouldn't have an opinion because it's not your body. That's some bullshit.
It's the society that
you
I'm
sit
part
here and
of.
you think, how can you see a life? You know there's a life growing inside you, and you choose to end this life.
I ain't even got to read the article. You know, he made this excuse that when he was in Kenya, he got ran out of Kenya because they said no, anybody that's not black got to leave. So he left there, and he saw a woman who was pregnant die because she had to have a back alley abortion, and it led to her death. So now he comes to America, and I'm going to give people.
That's how true. That was.
I'm going to give people the access to kill their babies and still live.
Terrible.
So yeah, that whole thing is just crazy. So in the schools, they're teaching your kids about queer this and gay that and transgender this.
Depopulation.
But they also trying to kill your baby.